the club, take a surprise. First up, well, I believe that's Shane. Moving back in the draft and jumping up a house of pain. This sports man makes moves to be choosing who's best. All the time, real life, confident and puffy chest. Lock the field food, cause you know we full state. And the lid's blown off like a team throwing late. Think you be with click a move to take back the fort. Jabbing better than the guy with promised up the north. Big C, the former alignment. The big man at the guard, dominated on the field. His presence never marred. Probably has bias to the offensive line. Relentless in the trenches, the 10th pick with the fine. The next several cease, but I was up next. With or without the mustache, super producer flex. Cut to take like a surgeon, the Puerto Rican boy, the hour. And we ain't gonna come to the like the city El Dorado.
It's a live mock show.
So let the big special rich say the bill, this the guard hating.
The live mock show.
But the take never lies. What the bands took the dopes and it's the bars.
It's a live mock show.
So let the big special rich say the bill, this the guard hating.
The live mock show.
But the take never lies. What the bands took the dopes and it's the bars.
Yo, isn't that what they say?
Yeah.
A little bit late. Steve and I have been wrapped up their 47 round mock draft. I'm kidding. Oh, draft week, Phil. Where's all of our energy?
It's storing up because we're going to be live more than anybody.
What about
the draft?
I don't know. CHGO's got lots of stuff planned. Oh, our guest in the green room finally looked up when I mentioned CHGO. You guys better not be talking about my carm. I'm going to get fired up.
Yes. Big Steve was on a rant.
Yeah.
Heard him on the show. Getting fired up like me.
I don't blame you. Yeah, this has been a crazy process. Last year was, after the Civil War, everything was kind of settled. You didn't know who they were going to go with at 10, but you kind of had a pretty good idea that it was going to come down to a couple of different guys. And this process has been crazy. I mean, you got former people.
I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, it is.
Against
nuts.
A left tackle that will help you out immensely.
Yeah.
Apparently, a lot of people that don't know how to watch offensive line play can't admit that they don't know how to watch.
I always have to laugh, Phil, because during the season, everybody is screaming about quarterback getting killed.
Yes.
We gotta beef up the offensive line. And then when it's time for the rubber to meet the road, it's like, fucking tight end's pretty sweet, man. I mean, it kills me. It kills me.
Every year. It's not the sexy pick. How much did we spend, Greg, on interior offensive linemen this offseason? A good, almost 100 mil? And that's the mic drop. Just like when you're analyzing a player and you say he's in a game that he's not, that's a mic drop that you don't fucking watch tape. All these mic drops are happening. Everyone seems to come around. I've never seen anything like Kelvin Banks, Shane, that is our number one offensive tackle in this draft.
Yeah. And
that goes Coach O, Big Steve, yourself, myself, Ivan Vargas.
I think Ivan's got him 2 on his.
He has number 2
on his list, I believe so. Yes, number 2.
No one says Navy is our smart guys. It's always Army. West Point.
That's definitely not the truth, but
well, Cars has him 25th, so you're a hell of a lot smarter than that asshole. Let's just keep it 100 there. Oh God.
To be honest, I could have just rolled the dice and had each of these guys' heads on there and just picked who would have been 1, 2, 3.
You're not going to go wrong. Exactly. Yeah. You're not going to go wrong.
What was the Harry Poke balls? No, wrong one. Oh, yeah. Pokemon? He said, what do you think of Schefter's report? Which one?
About the Bears trading up for Genty.
Yeah, I fucking hate it. I think it'd be a stupid move. I love the player. I'm not fucking giving up an asset in this draft to to move up. No way. Zero shot.
Oh my God. Wouldn't it be a great day to see that? I want to see you fired up.
Well, you've seen me fired up. I'm there right now. I got some receipts to read tonight.
I'm going to have a lot of fun with this guy. You know him. Do we even have an intro for him?
I don't.
I want a real intro for him. Don't break his balls anymore. He's been such a nice young man.
I know. Andy's hurt. He's back there limping around.
He's got
He's not hurt. I saw him on Friday. He was doing wind sprints on Sheffield. He was doing wind sprints down Sheffield to the Cubs game.
I just heard him in the green room. He's like, Jenny, you take it easy. I'm gonna feed the kitten. I'm gonna put Addie to bed. I'm gonna mix Barb's Metamucil shake. Everything's fine. I got it all covered.
Metamucil.
Let's get him out here.
Let's get him out here. You know him from CHGO. Formerly, he was on Bears Hour Live. He once was the chatterbaiter.
Yes, he was.
No longer. He hated that title. Look at him. He's fired up. All right. The former bricklayer. The former Hoosier turned Boilermaker. There he is, Gregory Braggs. He's got his pencil.
Got my pencil. Got my pad.
Wasn't David Letterman?
Yeah,
with a
everything.
well?
Yeah, that's right.
From Indiana, correct?
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. I'm going to take notes, and then I'm going to steal all those notes from everything I learned tonight.
Carm, you're never going to believe what I uncovered last night. Listen,
interceptions don't do good things.
According to a guy that drafted Dan Bazine in the second round that played 0 games for the Bears, Kelvin Banks isn't good. Yeah.
Anyway. Thank God we have him to explain to us what minicamp is going to be like today.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. But while we're on that subject, let me rip these off. And speaking of duds, I went back and brought up some former draft history, and we wonder why, even under the Lovie Smith era, the Bears were wildly inconsistent. So let's look at, when you consider the NFL draft, what would you guys say would be the premium picks? Rounds 1, 2, and 3. That's where I am. Would you guys agree with that?
It isn't the 7th round, I'll tell you that.
Right. So 2002, the Chicago Bears drafted a cornerback in the 3rd round. Roosevelt Williams played 2 years in the NFL as a 3rd round pick. Move that to the next year. 1st round, 14th overall, Michael Haynes made 4 career starts in 3 seasons. 2006, 3rd round, number 73 overall, the defensive tackle Dusty Dvoracek, 13 career games. 2007, 2007, 2nd round, defensive end Dan Bazine, 0 games played in the NFL. 2nd round draft pick. That's coming off of a Super Bowl. Your 1st round pick was Greg Olson. You followed up with Dan Bazine. Then you get to the next round.
The medicals on him, and he was in.
Yeah, and you still drafted him. 2007, same draft, 3rd round, Garrett Wolf. You guys remember him? 282 rushing yards in 50 career games. 3rd round pick, running back. Lovey had to have him, right? Remember that was what we were told? Same year, another 3rd round pick, linebacker Michael Okwo. 0 games played in the NFL. The Chicago Bears said he was who? The next Lance Briggs. Great.
Let Chris Draft walk.
Yeah, 0 games played in the NFL. 2008, 3rd rounder, defensive lineman Marcus Harrison. 3 sacks in 3 seasons. 2009.
Arkansas, right?
Yes, 2009, 3rd round, defensive lineman Jerron Gilbert, the pool jumper. 5 games played in the NFL. Also, 2009, third round, wide receiver Joaquin Iglesias, 1 game played in the NFL. Quick recap. Third round, 2 years in the NFL. First round, 4 career starts in 3 years. Third round, 13 games. Second rounder, 0. Third rounder, 200 yards or 300 yards rushing in 50 games. Another third rounder, 0 games. Harrison, third round, 3 sacks in 3 years. Gilbert, 5 games. And Joaquin Iglesias, 1 game played.
Jeepers creepers.
Then we wonder why the Bears are where they are. Yeah, you did really well. You brought in some early talent in Charles Tillman and Lance Briggs and all of these guys. We get it. But
Tommy
then
Harris.
Tommy Harris. I get it. But you also went out and made a good free agent signing, and then you followed it up the very next year, the very next draft, and drafted Cedric Benson. You know, it's just, then you wonder why. Zero consistency on the field and in the front office from people not doing their jobs.
It's hard to argue those decisions.
Yeah, and if
The
you don't
sad,
like it,
the sad part about it too is that window brought in some of the most Hall of Fame level talent the Bears have ever had.
2 Hall of Famers. You had Brian Urlacher and
And
you
even
had
the ones that didn't make the Hall of Fame.
Oh,
you
right.
know, I mean, you brought in some all-pro, top-line, Hall of Fame worthy type
Peanut
players.
should be in.
Urlacher
in
was
my book,
drafted before.
yeah, Urlacher was 2000. That was
He was drafted by Hatley,
Right.
correct?
Mike Brown and Urlacher are before, but you got Tillman, you got Briggs, you got Hester, you know, you got Tommy Harris, but to your point, you draft
Greg
Cedric
Olsen.
Benson, Greg Olsen. To your
Ever
point, though,
drafted a quarterback.
when you draft
Rex Grossman
Cedric
was
Benson, when you have Thomas Jones in place, when Aaron Rodgers was in that draft, correct? So
Yeah.
like that's where, you know, if you just look back on some of those
Cruz
moments.
was not drafted by them, correct?
No, Cruz was 98.
98.
Mark
Yeah,
Hatley.
Cruz was drafted by Mark Hatley as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Jerry Angelo took over right after
Tony
the
Parrish.
Angelo took over right after the 2001 draft, and that was when you got David Terrell and A-Train. And I still remember when they talked to Jerry Angelo, he came right out and said that he would not have drafted. He would not have, if he was calling the shots, he probably would not have went with Terrell on draft day. But
Well,
that's my point. Show me another team that in that short, so from 2002 to 2009, where you're not just, you got guys that never played in the NFL, and you're talking about second and third round draft picks. That's rare for teams. The Bears were consistent with it. That's how bad you were at your job. And I understand injuries come up, but there's more to it beyond that. It's not just injuries. You were inept.
Mm-hmm.
You were over your skis, and you got cocky.
cocky.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
think
They made
about
the Super Bowl.
Doesn't make any sense.
right. I mean, think about how pivotal the Super Bowl year was, right? And that's a chance where you can put yourself over the top. You draft Cedric Benson, Mark Bradley, Kyle Orton, Arise Curry, Chris Harris saves you in the sixth round.
Reese Curry from Clemson. Oh. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh.
But that's
Always good to look who's under and on the board.
Yeah.
Like
that's the
one
meat and
who's
potatoes
gonna
of
look
your
at.
fucking team.
Who
Are
you
those
missed.
second and third round picks?
Right.
And I mean, you were whiffing. Michael Haynes
Mark
didn't
Bradley was a
didn't like football. Yeah, Mark
Mike
Bradley.
Haynes.
Everybody remembers his breakout game in Detroit where he had 88 yards at halftime, and I think he shredded his knee for like the third time the next week. Thing was held together with bubble gum.
I would love one day. You had 2 picks. You got Grossman and Mike Haynes.
Yeah.
what other defensive linemen were on the board after Mike Haynes all the way through the draft that you failed to recognize correctly? Again.
But if you remember, Phil, that was the draft that I think Kevin Williams was their target. That was the Mike Tice, Minnesota Vikings not turning their card in, Terrell Suggs and all of those guys. That was that draft, remember? And everybody is throwing in their picks, pick after pick after pick. And then Minnesota still came away with Kevin Williams. And then we got a fucking zookeeper that didn't like football at 14 overall. And then they drafted Rex Grossman later that draft in the first round.
Man, I really thought Al Afalava was going to be good too.
Yeah, Kevin Payne. That was another thing. You go through, Afalava, Kevin Payne was another guy. I think that they ended up trading him maybe to the Rams at some point.
That's right.
Yeah. But anyways, let's not
free agent.
But that is why your team, and you go out and you make the monster trade for Jay Cutler, and that's like, all right, the offense is fixed. Nope. But that's why you were in. It's a testament to the team overall and to Lovie Smith holding it together like he did, because they were the best Bears teams that we've seen since '85.
You brought up the zookeeper. You know who was people you may know earlier today? The zookeeper was.
Yeah?
Yes. Mike Haynes.
Yeah.
Michael Haynes.
Look at this, Shane. And after the Super Bowl season, you have 3 years, 2007, 2008, 2009 drafts, where they get a total of 30 picks in 3 years. And you come away with Greg Olsen in 2007, and that's about it. Corey Graham in the 5th round. I always liked Corey, but Greg Olsen. Then you got
an issue with him.
2008, Matt Forte and Earl Bennett in the 2nd and 3rd round. Matt Forte obviously being a great player. That saved him, honestly.
And Earl Bennett didn't live up to what
I liked Earl.
We were getting. Oh, no. I like Earl too, but he didn't live up to expectations of a 3rd round pick.
Right. And then 2009, the nail in the coffin. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 picks. And Johnny Knox, DJ Moore, Henry Melton. I mean, those are role players. And I'm being generous there.
Johnny was a good player.
Yeah.
He was a good player, but if you're talking about
running back,
when I'm going to give the credit of Hall of Fame level players, you had 30 picks those 3 years, and Greg Olsen and Matt Forte really only fit that mold out of the 30 picks the year after you make the Super Bowl. And there you go. That's where that was the nail in the coffin for the Lovie Smith era.
Your best pick through there was your very first pick after the Super Bowl. And then you traded it. You gave him away for a 3rd round pick to Carolina. Dude, that's
Brandon Maliuna.
And that was Manu Maliuna, Chester Taylor, Julius Peppers. That was that one whole press conference that year.
Yep, the 3 of them.
And you know what I always wonder? Would they have even signed Julius Peppers? Because don't forget what they gave away before Julius Peppers. They traded a 2nd round draft pick to Tampa Bay for Gaines Adams, who died in his bed at 26 years old. So that's another. Listen, I'm not going to hold that against the Bears, but there was obvious he had a heart issue, whatever it was. But 26 years old and he dies in his bed. If he doesn't, do they open the vault for Julius Peppers? I don't know.
Jeez. But yeah.
Well, hopefully things get better here.
Yeah, let's hope.
Maybe he should scout when the players are on the field.
Yeah.
Then you can come with a good analysis of Calvin Banks, Greg.
Right.
Call your
lawyer about that. But anyway.
Sad state where you're defining players. The only two guys I wouldn't touch at all to be Chicago Bears in this draft are Marion Hampton and Armand Membu.
Yeah.
They bring absolutely nothing to the table in regards to first round talent. Membu gives you great athleticism potential. That's how you get fired, because this is the Mike Haynes story all over again. Does he love the game? I'm sorry, the tape tells me so many loafs, so many give ups, and when he has a good block, he does finish sometimes. And that's where people use highlights, Greg, and they run with the highlights because, yeah, when you're that talented of an athlete and you get an advantage on somebody and you put them on their ass, then that looks good. But how about the other 28 plays where you loafed and you didn't have good technique? Someone's going to fix that. A lot of coaches, is someone going to fix somebody not loving the game? Ask Mike Haynes.
Yeah.
It's smacked in the face. Khalil Mack puts Armand Membu on his fucking fat ass. What's going to happen next play? Is Membu going to step up? Those questions, man, in football.
Yeah, it's a big part of it, man. If you don't,
I don't see it with anybody. Kelvin Banks, Campbell, and Ursery all have a tenacity to them that you just check the box. Those three guys.
Do you
Right
think
off
if you
the
had
rip.
sat down with Michael Haynes that you'd be able to tell in
100%.
15, 20 minutes?
That's why I know we had a bunch of shoe salesmen in the front office when you're talking 30 picks Greg just did. Greg isn't even good at math. He's fucking 30 picks. You hit on how many?
I had to count twice. 3.
3.
Well, 3 top line, and then
10%.
some role players. Yeah.
Call him a 10%er now on Twitter. You're a 10%er, bro. Jesus Christ.
All right.
Anyway, we got a long show.
Yeah, we proposed this as the Braggs Live Mock 1.0, but we're gonna do
That was
something.
the stupidest thing you could have ever done.
Right. But we're gonna
Funnest thing.
do something that we did last year. I'm not even sure if Greg remembers this. Phil and I talked about it. We did our top 10 for number 10, I think it was. Isn't that how we did it last year? So
yeah, Greg did a good job. He had his pad again.
yep. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna give you guys our top 5 for
Who
pick
we
10.
would pick.
Who we would take, our, like, if we had to give you the 5 guys that we would be focused in on, and as they come off the board, you cross them off, and then whoever's left is, if they're on the board at 10, that's who you're going with. Now, I know when I asked Greg to provide the list, I saw Greg's, and I know one name is going to be extremely controversial on here, and I told him that he's probably going to get vilified for it, but let's get into it. Our top, I think there's guys, listen, like, are we all in agreement that Ashton Genty is in the top 5?
Yes.
Top 5 for number 10?
He's in
Phil?
my
Yes.
top 5. Yes.
Yes, for me. Greg?
Yep.
Yep.
There's one name.
All right. Calvin Banks Jr. Phil?
Yes.
Shane?
Of course.
Yes. Greg?
Yes.
Tyler Warren? Phil?
No.
No.
No. We're all no.
Oh, we're all on the same page.
Yes. Will Campbell?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
That's 3. I already told you no Membo.
Well, let me throw this one out here. Jalen Walker?
No.
No.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I knew Phil was going to get mad at that one.
Well, I mean, he'd be 5th on my list of 5. If you're making me pick top 5 out of the top 10, who's going to fall to us, and I got to take one, then I would take, if Jalen Walker fell and no one else was there of the rest of them.
Let me ask. So you would take Jalen Walker over Mike Green or Michael Williams?
You can't.
I would take Mike Green, but are we just talking about the player?
Just talking
and
about the
not-
player.
Well,
Talking about
that's
the
not.
player.
Well, you can't.
Right.
You
No,
can't.
no, but for this
You can't.
weekend,
We
Well,
don't
I didn't
know.
know that was a part of the exercise. I'm not
We don't
saying I
know.
do know.
Do you
I
know
don't-
what?
all right.
happened
Well,
with
what
Mike
about
Green?
Michael
No.
Williams then? Because I have him all day
He's
long.
way
Jalen
over
Walker.
Jalen Walker.
Mm,
Jalen Walker, 6'1", 245 pounds. He
I
doesn't.
mean, when you
fit
talk
your
about
scheme.
tenacity with Ursary, I see some tenacity with Jalen Walker. It's a positional fit that I think hurts the most, being at
Well,
linebacker. But
that's important.
it is important. But the
'Cause he
Bears
ain't
also,
no Roosevelt Colvin.
yeah, well, the Bears also need to plan for the future at that position. And right now, you only have T.J. Edwards for the future, and everybody else is in doubt. I mean,
I
Tremaine
like
Edmonds.
Carl Jones,
Damn.
good football player.
Well, and I'll say this much. I mean, from the things I'm hearing in terms of defensive players,
You want to take an inside backer?
the two names I'm hearing are Shamar Stewart and Jalen Walker that they're heavily interested in.
Well, they probably have terrible scouts then. That's the fear I have. Is Ryan Poles with the
Yeah, Stewart is
Stewart is a
traits overload, and
second round pick.
what, four sacks at Texas A&M. I mean, at that point, you're hoping that you get the kid from Minnesota that plays for Houston now, Daniil Hunter, who had low sack production. But to Stewart's
his
credit,
tape-
he does create pressure. He just hasn't finished.
Right.
Yeah. He also, the thing that I don't like about each of these players you just mentioned, they're way off my board. Shamar Stewart doesn't have football IQ. He has traits.
Yep.
And for every blog boy out there that watches the combine, they put Membu and Shamar Stewart on another level, and then they use the RAS score as some sort of 80% of their analysis. And then we watch the tape, and then you see, okay, plays coming his side. He's late, doesn't use good technique, but almost tries to win with his athleticism, which is outstanding. But it ain't going to happen in the NFL. You're going to get pushed around, and then people are going to wonder why he didn't make it or it's a bust. I just don't think – I think you take football players. You can't be Ryan Poles, Greg, and you were there and say, we're about taking football players. And then you take a guy like Shamar Stewart. Now, Jalen Walker, he's a football player. However, he is top heavy, and he can't be an off the ball linebacker. He's just slow and read. What he is a situational pass rusher or 3-4 outside linebacker. That's where he'll be successful for a team that runs that scheme. Because now you're asking him to cover one side of the field, set the edge, use that strength and power, and run at the backfield or drop back into coverage and cover one side or whatever, zone scheme, whatever you're doing. I think he'll fit that. He cannot play defensive end for the Chicago. It just won't happen. It'll just be motored out, turned out. And he's not an off the ball. The best off the ball backer is Schlesinger from UCLA, without a doubt in my mind. If you want to take an off the ball linebacker, then get him, because he's got Mike Brown instincts and Brian Urlacher speed. This kid's gonna be a star. Put it in your book. He's in.
How
high
would
in
you
my-
feel about Walter Nolan as a fifth? Does he try to slide
Yes.
in there?
I don't think he's a top 10 pick. Walter Nolan is a good defensive lineman. Yeah, but not at the top 10. I like the kid from Toledo more than him,
Darius Alexander.
Darius Alexander. He's my number 2 defensive tackle behind Mason Graham. Now, Mason Graham he's got the circle.
Yep.
So I circle guys, Greg, that are Phil approved. These are football players. Check the box on the tape. Check the box in athleticism.
Yep.
check the box on IQ. So Mason Graham checks all those boxes. For some jackass blog boy with sitting in his mom's basement looking at his fucking spreadsheet, he's not going to fit your measurables. Oh, no. He's 296. He's 6'4", though. 6'4". And he plays with the kind of determination that you just pray that a guy in the NFL plays with. You love TJ Watt. Oh, TJ Watt. Well, he dropped because his measurables. What does he have? Fucking determination and effort. So all of that stuff has to go into the equation. That's how I can tell what you guys just did with Greg Gabriel and Jerry Angelo. They weren't doing their job right. You can't get that many swings at the plate and come away missing. We're doing this with tape here in 2025 that they were awarded back then. They had it. Okay. Who are we looking at? What player? Mike Haynes? Okay, let's watch his tape. Oh, great. He was the MVP of the Senior Bowl. Let's sit down with this guy. Let's get to know him. Let's watch all his tape if we're even thinking about him. We want Kevin Williams, but what's the contingent? There was no plan. So you got to have that now. And that's what I've seen so many years with the Phil Emery, same shit. Same shit. They're not taking football play. Mike Green is the best pass rusher in this draft. Probably the best defensive player, about a fucking 100 yards over Travis Hunter. But because of the rumors or whatever, when you watch the tape, he's maniacal force and so powerful with a motor that never stops. If you're just picking, Mike Green should be the pick for the Bears. In all honesty, going by the Holy Trinity, as much as I love Calvin Banks, it should be Mike Green. 10th pick, Bears. Now all of a sudden, this motherfucker, you want to see what Montez Sweat has when you get a rookie coming in here outshining you? Now he's lighting a fire under his ass. And everybody else, because he's got that kind of. I'm so tired of teams like, throw out a team, Greg, that could take on a player like Mike Tomlin, could take this guy, Mike Green. Right. Kansas City could take the Philadelphia Eagles could take Mike, and he's a star, and he's destroying. And they're going to fucking Super Bowl, but George McCaskey sitting there. You know, I worry about Mike coming here.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I'm going to be fair to it, which I'll attempt to be, like Jalen Carter, I could sit there even 2 months prior to the draft and say, hey.
All were there.
Right. And I can understand the mistake he made. He was scared. He ran off. He made a huge mistake. Somebody lost their life in a car racing accident where he didn't make the other guy race him. And so you could rationalize that in a certain way and say, hey, yes, he made a mistake that he'll have to live for the rest of his life. With Mike Green, it is different. None of it's proven, and none of it should be innocent until proven guilty, of course. But at the same time, when it comes to that kind of question mark, it's a lot different and a lot dicier. And so when you talk about, teams taking that risk on, that is something that I can understand a consideration being made for.
Greg, if this guy, Grady Jarrett, was in the locker room, then yeah, you could take Jalen Carter. What the Bears had was a punk, lying shoe salesman coach. Exactly what I called him.
That went to the best scenario possible out of every team in the NFL for him.
Yeah, Bears had a culture full of players running the locker room, bullying happening, talking shit behind the coach, no respect for what is being taught. Just a goofball atmosphere. And you showed up on the field. Bringing a guy like Jalen Carter into that, I always
Yeah, and
remember
let's-
Chris Zorich even talking about when he came into the league. Packers, Bear, he's around these pros. And he was figuring they didn't act a certain way that he thought they acted. Now, if Chris wasn't the guy he was, he could fall into whatever course, right? So it's so important that your culture is right. Now you could take a Jalen Carter. Now you could take Jalen Carter.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. It's just everybody gets so fired up about it, and we were involved in it in a big way, and going again. Is Jalen Carter talented? 100% he's talented. Did he have warts? Was he lazy on a lot of the reps? Did he disappear for games at a time? Yeah, he did. He was not going to be the same player in Chicago that he was in Philadelphia, surrounded by that. And somebody put in there, well, Kansas City has guys with off the field. That's because they have the foundation with Andy Reid there and a settled front office and a superstar quarterback where they have alphas. The Bears had none of that.
Mike
Look
Green
how
is 6'4", 252 pounds.
Look how fragile their locker room was overall after a Hail Mary loss.
Right. It felt like a trap door at Disney.
Yeah.
The whole thing. And listen, I'm on the record. I think the PR Bears, or I call them the Gestapo Bears, corporate Bears, hopefully they're not that under Ben Johnson. The head coach is the culture, and thus the CEO and everything else, not the GM, not the president. Take care of the fucking stadium and shut the fuck up. That's how the head coach should be. I got this. We're going to work in tandem. We are not going to play a game of, okay, I want my scouts to know. I know. We're watching tape first. Then we grade where they are. Now we meet them. Do those grades then change? They should. All right, this guy I'm concerned about.
Yeah, and let's be honest. We don't have access to everything that the Bears and everybody in the NFL does in terms of very, very likely they know exactly what happened with Mike Green, and they have their answers. And you'll probably see it on draft day. If he starts to fall, there's probably a very good reason why. And I doubt very much it has anything to do with anything on the field. That's just the nature
Carter
of the NFL.
was involved with someone dying. What this kid's involved, I think there's no details to it. There's just been complete whispers behind the doors of these.
I guess the one thing I guess that would be encouraging from it is that since the combine, you really haven't heard anything more to the story. And if there was, you'd be damn sure it would come out because, what happened at the combine with the way he had to answer those questions. People went digging, people that can get those kind of sources. And so if there was something there, you'd have to think that you would have heard something by now. But I always try to be careful and respectful to that because you just never know. And it's such a dicey thing.
Can you imagine picking Omarion Hampton, Jacob Infante? Are you a fucking idiot? Like, seriously, I'm sorry. What in the what? Like,
I don't get it.
You have to watch. I wish we could.
I would be
these guys. It's hilarious.
That would take a lot of air out of my sails if they did that.
It would totally drop me to my knee. Like, I will never give up on the Bears, but that just shows you're not watching. Omarion Hampton is one of the most overhyped running backs I've seen. You want to take him in the I wouldn't take him in the second round. Honestly,
I'm right there with you.
Third round pick, shot. Oh my fuck! Someone sent me that. I'm sorry, Greg.
No, it's fine. And Cornelius in the chat says same goes for James Pierce. Is he really a character problem? And that I would say is the difference between him and Mike Green. There were questions about behind the scenes and character with James Pierce, and you heard more things after
Yeah.
the combine. You heard more stuff about
Yeah, there
kind
was
of
stuff
teammate.
directly from coaches at Tennessee about James Pierce, where they were
So-
glad that he left to go pro, so they didn't have to deal with it. And that's a whole another set of
I would
problems.
love bring Jacob on the show. I would love to watch Hampton tape.
Greg, where would you be with that if the Bears got on the clock? And I mean, I would be very upset with Ben Johnson.
They drafted Marion Hampton at 10. I certainly would be upset, and then immediately go into the rationalization of a fan that we are going to trust Ben Johnson with all our heart, because you don't want to believe that. Yeah, I mean, I get it, but we're still in the honeymoon phase with Ben Johnson. So
Yeah, well,
You
but
know,
that would be
That would be the end.
yeah,
That's like
I'd be booking the flight home from the honeymoon.
That's like your new wife
Thanks.
cheating with the bellhop at the
Yeah.
fucking honeymoon resort.
yeah,
That's what that is. Like, oh my,
no, I get it. And we had on Elijah Huzzy, who was his teammate in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And he even said, he had nice things to say about him. Obviously, he's his teammate. But at one point, I don't want to say slipped up. He was just being honest. But he's like, he's not the shiftiest of guys. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute now. Like, he said all these nice things and he threw that in the middle. I'm like, well, I'm not sure if I'm taking a guy like Omarion Hampton at 10 when his teammate's saying things like that. I mean, and even just
the truth, because that's what it is. On like Greg, here's the tape. Let me describe it. It's blocked, and there's a hole.
Mhm.
He has speed. He needs a runway to get going. He ain't some agile, twitchy in a hole running back that has instincts. This guy's instincts are, I'm just going to run that way, and I cannot break a tackle. I am going down. It's a rarity.
And
that
the get up and go is
yeah, he
Yeah,
needs a
it's-
runway
yeah.
to get going. There is no quick burst. If you're watching tape with Mina Kimes, I don't know if it's the reality show, The Bachelor, that you're watching, because it ain't tape. Because I don't know what she sees, and I don't. Anybody that talks about Marion Hampton in a first round, Mel Kiper, it's not there, man.
Well,
I've seen that my whole life.
and obviously I'm not watching the tape like you are, but when you watch his highlights, and I know you hate that, Phil, but when you do, like if you watch Tariq Cohen's highlights, you can immediately see the burst. You can immediately see it, the quick
Right.
twitch ability. And then at least for me, when I saw it at camp, it was, it flashed. You're like, okay,
dude. That's
The
the,
li-
day you ordered your chicken salad jersey.
correct. And with Omarion Hampton, when you watch his tape, it seems like there's nothing he does that is special, and then you ask yourself, well, is he so good that he makes everything look easy? Right? Like, is that like why? Because it doesn't look
No,
fantastic. It
Yeah.
just looks very,
Here's the difference.
standard.
Genty,
and somebody
Jen-
put it. Nathan says Najee
not even-
2.0. No, he's
can't
Najee
break
Harris
the
without the power.
yeah, Najee breaks tackles.
Yeah,
This dude falls like a fucking
like
a
DeAndre
fixed
Swift,
fight.
like Swift.
Swift breaks more tackles. I'm like, what are you guys watching? It's hilarious to me. It was the same kind of strife I got. I was like, listen, what matters in the NFL? Speed, height, length, all these things, right? Okay, now let's talk about running backs. Is speed the priority at a running back? No. Instincts, twitchiness, and the most. Can they have a ability to break tackles? The thing that made David Montgomery my number one back It's because every fucking didn't matter that he ran 4.6. I knew that 4.6 and 4.58 and 4.55 aren't the same on a fucking Stat Boys calculator, but on the tape, if someone's breaking fucking tackles and shifty and spinning, all of a sudden you're moving the chain. That's why Scattaboo is my number 2 back, because it's just reality. Caleb Johnson, these guys break tackles and have vision and instincts. So those things matter, especially, and Logan's right, especially when you're doing it on tape with pads on, not at a combine in underwear. Membu, same thing. I'm going to say this very clear. Charles Leno, everyone associated with me, I always said, dude's a great athlete. He's in the freaking NFL. There's no doubt. But when it came to determination and pride and explosion and things that were necessary for him, he didn't have it. He didn't work on it. Everybody can get stronger. Everybody. I don't give a fuck where you are. Unless you have some sort of disability, you can work on getting stronger. That's why coaches always preach, get in the weight room. Get in the weight room, because that's the one thing you can, number one thing. You can also get faster if you work hard on that too. But number one, easiest, is to get stronger. Every guy has a highlight, Greg. Every guy. Several of them. You play in college football, give me any guy. They're all going to have a highlight tape. And you know what a highlight tape does, Greg? It looks really cool. It shows the potential. This is the potential. Now, let's watch tape, see if it's consistent. Like Ollie Gordon, to me, it's very underrated. Because when I watch the tape, he's playing against stacked boxes, and he's doing it. He's breaking tackles. He's not the fastest guy. But in this world of fantasy football, everyone wants the home run hitter. How many home run hitters are there? It's just not, it's not realistic. Amarian Hampton doesn't do it. If the Bears draft Amarian Hampton, we have a serious problem. That's your alarm. Membu is the second. Please take Membu, Jacksonville, at 5. I'll be the happiest dude in the world. Jets, take them. Saints, whatever. It's not your problem now. Let's return to this in 2 years, not even 3. Let's see where Membu is then. It's just a sad state with those. I hate those types of things because I don't go out. No, I even talked about it earlier before you were here. We don't go out there. If Kelvin Banks sucked, guess who's the first one to say it? This guy. That's right. I say it.
Yeah,
Glennon.
That's the thing. I mean, I think people try to paint us into a corner and just say, "Oh, we want to." We've remained consistent on Calvin Banks for quite a while at this point. And before it was he's a, second rounder, he's a third rounder, he should stay in school. One guy said that he struggled all year long, but he won the Outland and Lombardi, which is,
you don't win those awards.
Imagine saying that you didn't play well as an offensive lineman and you got voted, you won the Outland and the Lombardi, which is just all.
This isn't Greg's fucking 4th grade soccer team. Everybody get an award. It's the Lombardi, the Outland. He won the SEC Offensive Lineman of the Year over Will Campbell. Oh, and Membu. He also won the best block offensive lineman in the SEC. So he won the blocking award.
And started at Texas at 17 years old.
Started at Texas at left tackle at 17 years old. Greg was on a rooftop screaming with a beer in his hand, ready to jump off a roof at 17. This guy's starting
You
against.
better not be
LA.
doing that till we get that knee back in shape.
Jesus. So then the other the guys that I respect because I know they're doing work. It always goes back to the guys that do work. Big Steve goes out there, says it. Matt Bowen goes on 670 and talks about Banks. Then you'll see all of the Baldy likes Banks, but Baldy likes everybody. He's not going to take any negative. He's the Greg Braggs of television. Although, Greg, I'm proud of you. You're stepping up. Hardline stance.
I'm scared. I'm scared of this. You guys got me nervous. That's why I'm quiet, because I'm like nervous for this mock draft. And I feel like you guys are waterboarding me right now.
Well, the GM.
We would never.
I'm your.
You forget. Like, it's been a while since I was the chatterbaiter. So 4-hour shows are a lot different. I've been used to 1-hour shows for 3 years now. So this is officially a waterboarding moment.
Yeah.
Now you expect me to do a mock draft.
Listen, when we told people that it was your live mock 1.0, that meant it was only going to be pick 10, right, Greg?
Yes, exactly.
Just pick 10.
And I'm out.
Yeah, see you
No, I'll be here. I'm just going to be taking notes. That's what I'm going to be like. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
so let me ask you
what I
guys
was
this, just
thinking.
to change gears just a little bit, because I've maintained this and my gut still
CBS.
tells me the same thing right
Kyle
now.
Long was the other guy.
Yeah.
CBS.
I still
All
have
of their analysts.
I still have the feeling, and a little bit of that got ignited today with some reports that Jacksonville has been connected to Mason Graham over and over, and that may not actually be the case. They could be looking at a guy like Tet McMillan, T-Mac, as his friends call him.
You aren't allowed to call him that, Shane.
Yeah. Literally every fucking show that I listen to, they refer to him as Tet. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. But Mason Graham, I still feel like teams are going to, they see somebody like a Shamar Stewart and they see the traits. They fall in love with the traits. They get intoxicated by it. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities that when the Bears are on the clock, Mason Graham is staring them straight in the face.
Well, then they'll take him. I mean, to me, the 4 names that the Bears could be looking at, are Ashton Genty, Will Campbell, Mason Graham, and Kelvin Banks. And one of those 4 are going to be there at 10, if not 2. Now, if there's 2 of those 4 names, that's where things are going to get real interesting. So I would bet dollars to donuts that if one of those 4 names are there at 10, that's who they're taking. That's why I'm not worried about Shamar Stewart. They are looking to help Caleb Williams, 1, and then 2, I think they're looking to get youth inside that defensive tackle room with, obviously you still have Jervon Dexter, but when you've got Grady Jarrett and Andrew Billings on the veteran side of things, having a guy like Mason Graham there, I think would be an easy pick. And also you could almost make up for, the whole situation with Jalen Carter, so that's kind of where I'm at with this right now. Is it's going to be one of those 4 guys. It's just a matter of who. And Drew asked me in what order. I would say Will Campbell 1, Ashton Genty 2, Mason Graham 3, Calvin.
You're putting them?
Yes.
They're all there, and you're putting them in order for clarity.
Yep. Yes, sir. Okay. Will Campbell 1, Ashton Genty 2, Mason Graham 3, Kelvin Banks 4. I think that's how they do it. I think they're in love with Will Campbell and Ashton Genty.
See, I think they would, the Bears, not me, for clarity, I think Genty is number 1 for them. I do.
I can see that. I can see it.
And
I'll say this much from the things I've heard from a few different places. So this is actually some sort, like, when you talk about truly sourced material, some of the best sources you're going to get are when they're confirmed by different places, not just one. They've done heavy homework on Kelvin Banks for a while now. And I think that that's because they know that Mason Graham, Ashton Genty, and Will Campbell will not be there. It's not because they prioritize him one over those guys. It's because they're looking at the realistic idea that the other guys that they really prioritize aren't going to.
You got to cover your bases. You get at 10, and like you said, those guys, you want one of those guys, and they're not there.
That's when you get a Mike Haynes. If you're not,
or it's where you now are desperate and you're trading up. So they want to. They're going to do their heavy homework because they're like, well, if they don't want to be put into a situation where they feel like they have to trade up. They still might.
It's a mistake.
They still might. It might be. It might be, and I get why you'd say that, but if they can trade up and get Ashton Genty or Will Campbell, and that's what they want to do, they're gonna do it. If that's
if they're bound and determined, but I'm not changing my stance on it.
I believe they have Kelvin Banks over Campbell.
I mean, you draft Will Campbell and then defensive lineman in the second round and Cam Scatteraboo in the third round. Bill, how are you gonna feel then? Even though you lost,
that was my draft. Well, I took Banks.
I'm saying, but you've lost one of your second round picks. Let's say you trade the Panthers. Let's say you trade the Panthers pick to move up and draft Will Campbell.
And then Mason Graham is at 10. How would you feel that?
Not do that.
I get it.
If they're going up there, I've identified Genty. That's the only way they're going up, and it's not what Shane wants to hear.
Cannot move up for a running back in this draft class.
If you believe that he is the blue plus player, like I believe Brock Bowers was.
Cut that one, Ivan.
Brock Bowers. If you redrafted, where does Brock Bowers go? These teams don't get it right. They don't. So that's where we come in.
You can't, dude. You can't.
I believe he's in that class. He's in a game-changing class. He
can be a game changer. But Phil, you cannot tell me if you draft Quinshon Judkins.
I'm not doing it. I agree with you.
Right.
I'm just saying, if they did do it, I wouldn't say, fuck these guys. If they drafted Amarian Hampton at 10, then I'm saying fuck these guys. Because they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Trading up for a running back in this draft within the top 10 is
I get it, but you're second, and I understand it. This team they're close, but they still need a lot of quality depth on this team. At the same time, it is the second round pick, the Panthers pick, is something that's it's an additional. You don't normally have it, right? And so if you gave it up and you drafted Ashton Genty, and your return on Bryce Young is Caleb Williams, DJ Moore, Darnell Wright, Tyreek Stevenson, and Ashton Genty, it's a pretty good return on trading one pick, and so
you're looking at it that way to give you the most possible
junk. That's what he said. Crams junk. Crams.
So who was it? Zimmerman said the cost to move for the Bears to
move up. Who got the keys to the Bears?
The Bears to move up to number 5. The Jags would send you 5 and pick 107, and the Bears would send picks 10 and 41, and there's no fucking way.
What's 107? What round? 4th?
Round 4. No fucking way. You are getting a day 1 starter at 41.
Not under Greg Gabriel, you ain't.
Well, they might not be in the league or make the team, right? Jesus.
So you can't guarantee
anything. Fucking way. Listen, I love Ashton Genty, and I don't want to get painted that I don't. He is a fantastic running back, and he is far and away my RB1. I get it. but I do agree with what Tom Waddle said. It's an arrogant fucking pick for where the Bears are.
Okay, but time out. It's an arrogant pick. I don't disagree with that. But also, in the scenario that all that's left is a defensive player, all that's left is Shamar Stewart or Mike Green or somebody, Walter Nolan. Let's say all the players we talked about, Mason Graham, Will Campbell, Ash, they're all off the board. And now you're going defensive line. None of those players help your most important asset of 2025, and that's Caleb Williams.
If a guy that can come in and sack the quarterback can help out your quarterback. It helps out your offense.
Okay, I don't disagree, but
turnovers.
You are installing a new offense with Ben Johnson,
and I can get you a running back in round 2 then.
Yeah, but you don't know which one's falling to you in round 2. I don't disagree, and there are a ton of good running backs.
And I've taken another bullet from my chamber and just thrown it away for a chance at a running back in the top 5.
He's not a chance. I don't think he's a chance. I think he's the safest pick in the top 15. I think he's the safest pick in the draft, arguably.
Genty?
Ashton Genty. When you talk about checks all the boxes,
he's my number 1 player in the draft.
He checks all the boxes. And so
that's why I know that we haven't released our top 50. So this is the
thing, though. Everybody said, and everybody is in agreement, this is one of the deepest running back classes that we've seen.
It is.
And according to everybody that wants Ashton Genty, every one of these motherfuckers is going before pick 39. Well, how many fucking running backs are going to go?
You got 15. You got
Scatterboo is worth a second-round pick.
He's probably not going to go in the second round.
You got 15 to 20 really good running backs in this draft, right? You got 15 to 20. That one of these guys, I agree with this statement that one of these guys past Ashton Genty will probably be just as good as Ashton Genty, potentially.
Of course.
Right? But you don't know which one that's going to be, and you also don't know how the draft's going to fall to you to get that person. Even if you're Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson, and you're confident that Taj Brooks is that guy or Cam Scatterboo is that guy, you don't know how the draft's going to fall to you to get that guy. Whereas
I always say that we could get him in the 3rd round.
Right, but
any of that shit. But the only thing you have cooking for you is there will be a back in the 2nd round.
Yes,
it will be
100%.
3rd round, no, I'm not playing that game with you. I'm not. You got to identify these guys, rank them right. Shout out to Adam Rank, and then
all right. So let me play this game then. So
I would take Mike Green in that scenario.
Yeah, you can take Mike Green. You can take Michael Williams. You can take Calvin.
Williams.
Is anybody afraid? I feel very confident that Calvin Banks is not going to go before 10.
I agree.
I feel pretty confident.
I'm fearful that there's a certain team that wants Calvin Banks.
Well, I feel confident that
you're not stressed. You're not going to lose sleep over. I ain't losing sleep over that.
Yeah, I feel confident that one of the 4 guys I listed will be there at 10. So if that's the case, then you don't move. You don't trade out of that spot.
So all right, Greg, let me ask you this. In the top 38 picks in the NFL draft, how many running backs go in the top 38?
That's a great question because my instincts just tell me that it's more than 2. But
all right, let me ask it to you this way:
3 going in the top.
Ashton Genty, yes. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Omarion Hampton, is he going in the top 38?
Yes.
Cam Scatterboo?
No.
Dylan Sampson?
No.
Caleb Johnson?
No.
Travion Henderson?
Yes.
Quinshon Judkins?
Yes.
RJ Harvey?
No.
Damian Martinez? Yeah, and you're getting down. Jaden Blue,
right.
Brashard Smith?
No. Yeah, it's just those 4, I would say. Because like normally I'd say
I don't think Scatterboo's going top 38.
He's going 41 to the Bears. There's your running back.
We'll see. I have him earmarked for
San Diego
LA.
Chargers.
Well, yeah, they moved to LA a couple years ago, but yeah.
Right.
But you saw that thing that you sent me on Instagram from Ears. What's his face? And formerly Siciliano. His prediction is that was the magic number 3. 3 quarterbacks are going in round 1. 3 running backs are going in round 1, and 3 tight ends are going in round 1. And his third tight end to go in round 1 wasn't TTNL favorite Harold Fannin. It was Mason Taylor from LSU. First round.
Now, go back to every draft and look at some of these guys that get passed over. Don't go in the first or second.
Mhm.
That should have. That's where Cam Scatterboo, you identify him and you take him at 41. If you're passing, you're getting Kelvin Banks, and now at 39, you've identified the defensive tackle from Toledo. I'm making this happen. Now you got Banks, Darius Alexander, and Scatterboo, and you're cooking with gas. Now you can identify.
You get my point, Phil. Running back is a need for the Bears, and I think everybody is overreacting to. Well, we gotta. If you don't get Genty, you're not sure if you're going to get your guy.
Scatterboo, Johnson, or Caleb.
I have all the
Judkins
confidence in the world that if I sit at 39 and I want to go running back, that I'm going to get a guy that I'm going to be extremely happy with that's going to come in and be RB1 the minute he hits the field in Chicago.
Judkins, Caleb Johnson, or Scatterboo for me in the second round. Those 3 have to be the selection. Whether it's 39 or 41, those 3 guys change the whole culture of your team. I don't care.
So let me ask you guys this, and this is something that we brought up a long time ago, and it rarely gets talked about. It's everybody. What I always laugh at is everybody's like, "Oh, I'm trading down at 10." And obviously, you don't know who's going to be there. You don't know what's the other team trading up for. Could it be quarterback? Could it be running back? Could it be tight end? Who knows? But we did a mock draft very early on. What are the chances that the Bears get to 10? And if Genty's there, they pull the trigger. Or if he's not there, they pull the trigger on Kelvin Banks.
Yeah.
Where they have picks 39 and 41. What if we're sitting on night 1 and a pick at 19 comes up?
So who
or
did
18?
10.
If you took, just say you took, I don't know, Genty or Banks. It doesn't really matter. Where would you be if you saw the Bears traded back up fairly at a decent clip back into round 1 because of those picks?
Well, I mean that was a scenario I brought up a couple weeks ago on CHGO.
To me, that's way better than trading up from 10.
So my crazy scenario was that the Bears were going to trade up.
It's a great point.
The Bears were going to trade up with the 10th pick and then trade up again to get into the back end of the first round and take Josh Simmons, offensive tackle, who falls to 31 or 32, something like that.
It's a great point. You wait.
I mean, and just forget the 10. Just forget that, because that was my silly, just doubling down on the craziness. I'm with you, Shane, that there's a chance they take somebody at 10. You have 2 picks in the second round. All of a sudden, the Bears move into the back half of the first round, 25 or back, because one of these tackles falls and they're getting antsy.
I think you can get up higher than that.
Right. Because then, going back to the point, if you end up with Genty at 10 and you're still looking for your left tackle of the future, because all that matters right now is year 1 of Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, and Caleb Williams rookie contract, and making sure that this is the most pivotal year for Caleb Williams' development, because they have to make sure that he ascends on a high level, and that's a tough thing to do in a first-year offense. And what is the best thing you can do? Get him a left tackle, get him a running back right now. You can't wait. You can't kick that can down the road. I know everybody says that we got Braxton Jones and Karan Amagaji. We can get our left tackle next year.
Now,
same guys that say we got Karan Amagaji, we're burying Karan Amagaji. Just go
100%.
look at their timelines. There's so much fraudulent bullshit out there and manipulation.
I just looked at the trade. I just looked at the NFL trade chart, and obviously you have to take it with a grain of salt because everything, a ton of different things factor into it. But just based off points, so 39 and 41 are 1,000 points. That gets you exactly to number 16 overall with Arizona.
Wow.
So then I would take Banks at 10, and I trade up and get Mike Green at 60. And I might be one of the most happy, even though it doesn't follow Greg's do everything for Caleb. It essentially does.
But then at 72, you can still go running back.
100%.
Well, and I think that next year's first and next year's second are more on the table too than this year's seconds. Because like everything is about this year. Worry about next year. Like just try.
That should be the reference point every year. Like these, and it's no offense. I'm just use Guy as an example. He is a smart guy, but he's an overthinker. Football is played this year, not 6 years down the road, not 2. Nah, I can't take a running back too high. Their shelf life. No, you get good players. How many years did Walter Payton play through? How many games did he miss? 1. That's not how you fucking do it. You have to not be an overthinker. You draft football players. Mason Graham is a fucking football player. Mike Green, Banks, Campbell, Schlesinger from UCLA, football player.
Guy agrees with you, Phil.
Because I see him.
And so does this therapist.
But this is what the problem with the Bear under Ted Phillips. He was a fucking overthinking narcissist, getting in the way of trading up for LaDainian Tomlinson. Set your fucking franchise back 100 years. These running backs help win championships. No running game, no championship. Period. Quarterbacks, number 1. Gotta get a running back when you got one. Gotta do it. And it goes by the Holy Trinity. It's pass rusher is number 2 after quarterback. The Bears have I don't know what this guy is bringing to the table, Deo. I don't know. No, we call him Deo. We got a whole sack song for the guy.
Uh-oh.
Greg's gonna freaking make sure they play in Soldier Field. If he gets a sack, we better hear the Greg's gonna then be drunk and be me said day. Oh, Jack Daniels does.
Hopefully, we won't be saying me say dumbass, right?
No, I would. Me is dumbass.
So, Phil, we've been live for 1 hour, 13 minutes. Do you think we've put enough information into Greg's little hamster wheel?
Round. I gave you a lot of nuggets of pointed
I'm ready.
priorities. Holy Trinity, quarterback, pass rusher, left tackle. That's how the 3 go, Greg.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
That's where we want to try to get to. We got the quarterback. They did that. Then behind that is corner. But you got plenty of corners. So there's the running back. This is what draft simulator is this?
This is the one that we've been using lately. This is the what is it called?
The other one we used.
Sticktothemodel.com. This is the one that we've used for the past.
I didn't use this one yet. I've not seen this
I
one.
haven't seen you use any of them.
Yes, the Pro Football Network one.
Oh, do you want me to switch to that one?
Does this have pretty
The only thing that I don't like about the Pro Football
logos and
Network
shit?
one is the freaking ads are every
Oh, is it?
7.5. It's like going on a
Like reading one
CHGO
of
show where they have a 20-minute ad read. It's crazy.
Hey.
Trying to read one of those articles and the fucking ads just overwhelm you. You're like, fuck this girl's dress that she was wearing. Why am I even reading this shit?
All right. So, Gregory,
Mhm.
you are the general manager of the Chicago Bears. Colin Cowherd will go live tomorrow to rip you apart for wearing your hat backwards as the general manager of an NFL football team.
Mhm. Yep.
But we're going to
Oh,
get
he's
into
that
it. So,
Seattle Seahawk. What's his name? The GM?
Roger Goodell is on his way to the podium now. Are you interested in trading up? Because some of these simulators go fast.
To
You
number
wanna-
1?
No, to a spot.
Oh, to any spot.
Yeah, in
No.
the top 10.
No, I'm gonna
All right,
stick
so
and pick.
Stick and pick. So he is learning, ladies and gentlemen. That is
Stick
the Greg Braggs that we
and
know and
pick.
love.
Brick
Right there.
by brick.
Okay, so the 2024 or 25 NFL draft has officially opened. And
Here
this
we
is going to
go.
go fast, ladies and gentlemen.
Brags. A lot of pressure on this guy.
Scary.
All right. So here we go. We are off.
That's
Whoa,
quick.
slow down.
Flying.
All right. So we go
Oh,
back. Cameron Ward goes number 1. Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter. So we're chalk so far. Will Campbell, Mason Graham, which I do not think will be a Jag on draft night. Ashton Genty goes
Thank
to
God.
Vegas.
The
Armand Membu.
line and crossed.
Oh, Greg's heartbroken. His boyfriend Jalen Walker goes number 8 to Carolina.
He's not my boyfriend.
And T-Mac, don't call me Tet. McMillan goes to New Orleans at number 9,
Oh,
and that
Greg is freed
brings
up.
up
now.
All right.
Greg Braggs.
God,
Tyler Warren is
player.
staring him in the face. Greg,
Yep.
how would you
Yep.
feel about the Chicago Bears drafting Will Johnson, cornerback for Michigan?
Well, I mean, they do
Thursday.
need a corner now because Kyler Gordon is moving to safety, so it is something to consider. I kid. Who else is available besides those 3? Just out of curiosity.
Do you have any positions that you would like to look at?
Are you allowed to scroll down here? You got
Oh, yeah.
Loveland. Oh, Shadur
Shedeur
Sanders. See,
Wanna
that's what
get-
I was looking for.
wanna
Shador
get totally crazy?
Is
Yeah.
anybody trying to trade up to 10?
Yes, we
have
do
a
have
trade
7
offer.
trade offers.
Oh,
I mean, we could trade Caleb, get more assets.
Let me look.
Carm would be stoked.
Am I allowed to
Tyson
see
Bagent
who?
era begins.
Am I allowed to see who is?
Yes, I will
All right.
bring those up for you. So you have 7 trade offers. The
Mhm.
Arizona Cardinals are offering number 16 and number 47 for
Wow.
number 10 overall, and that is 116% in your favor. So the Atlanta Falcons at number 10 are offering you, or no, Atlanta at 15, I'm sorry,
Right.
is offering
15 and
15 and
46.
46.
Right.
It's a higher trade, Greg.
And a future.
Jacksonville is
Future
offering
number
you number 36 and a future, which would be a first round pick for number 10.
Oh, sir.
The Chargers, number 22 and number 55 for number
Mhm.
10. Miami, 13 and 48.
Wow. Miami's off.
And that is the highest
spots.
percentage overpay so far.
And the
San Francisco is offering 11 and 75 to move up 1 spot.
Wow, dude.
And the Washington Commanders are
Get him
offering
back for the fucking
Jaden Daniels. I'm kidding. They're offering number 29 and a future first round pick for number 10 overall.
Well, let's roll the dice here and take San Francisco's offer. Why not?
He's going down
One spot.
extra. Would he lose an aging An
What
aging
about-
tackle in San Francisco? Are they trying?
Miami's is interesting too.
Yes, that's a big overpay. And like I said, so the way that you got to look at this is, let me bring this back up.
Don't help them out this much, bro.
All right, well,
Let them do
Jesus.
his thing.
Phil is
Get them
so-
back for trading.
So mean. All right.
Trubisky.
So, well, before you do the
One
trade, Greg, what players are you looking at?
Well, I mean,
He's got
I'm-
one of his
I'm-
4 on the board. There it is.
yeah, I'm hoping that Calvin Banks is still there if I trade back.
Miami's
one
coming
spot.
up for Banks.
but I'm
I
not
think
trading
San
Miami.
I think San Francisco could come up for
San
Banks.
Francisco's trying to replace their aging left tackle, Greg.
Hmm.
This is what you have to be prepared when you trade. You might lose.
All right, scroll down. I need
Do
to
you
look
think
at
that
this.
Calvin Banks is a guard, Greg?
Some people think Banks is a guard, Dad. What would you say to that?
I think they're assholes.
This is tough. Scroll down. I want to see some of these players. Let's go.
Colston Loveland, Shador Sanders, Jade Barron, Mikael Williams, Shamar Stewart,
Yeah.
Jihad
Okay,
Campbell,
okay.
Matthew Golden, Mike Green.
All right, I see it. I see it. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Go back up. Damn, this is tough. This is
the
scary.
Greg.
You have 30 seconds left on the clock.
Uh-oh.
This is where it gets pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Oh, do you really want pressure, Craig? Is that what you want?
All right, I'm gonna take Calvin Banks.
He did it, folks. He's going to the podium. He's called Tony
Go to the
Medley.
podium. Go to the
You don't-
podium.
You
Tony.
don't want to do the trade.
He's decided not to do the
No,
trade.
I'm not-
I have
I'm
a
gonna-
feeling that he's disappointed that he did not secure the trade.
Why will
Don't-
I tell you?
Don't
Oh, it
take
does
into
not
consideration
tell
what Phil said. You do. This is the Greg Braggs. If you want to trade, you trade. If you want to stick and pick, that's
All
what
right,
you do.
do the Miami trade right now.
Oh,
Miami
God. You let
trade.
him talk you into fucking yourself.
Well, come on. Everybody's taking Banks.
Well, he's doing the smart thing.
All right, so that is consummated.
Oh boy.
Here we go. And I will say this, and there he goes. And there he goes, folks.
He goes
Okay.
right to the Dolphins.
Who was picked? Let's see who was.
So at pick 10, the
Who went
Miami
to the
Dolphins took
Chiefs.
Will Johnson. Kansas
Wow.
City traded up and
Oh,
got their
they
left
traded
tackle.
up.
I've been saying that Kansas City's going to trade up for a left tackle of the future. I've been saying this, and I'm surprised that Kansas City didn't offer a trade to the Bears at 10.
Maybe that was part of the Joe Tooney trade. We'll talk to you on draft day.
I've been saying that I think that is something that could be on the table, is a big trade up by Kansas City to the Bears at 10.
Well, they need to give up everything.
A ton. That's what I'm saying. All right, keep going down. Let's see who else is off the board here.
That's
All
it.
right.
You're up.
Oh, the Bears are at 13. Okay, I'm
Yes.
sorry.
So Colston Loveland, Shador Sanders, any position that you want to focus in on? So Mike Green and
I'm gonna
and Mikael
Mike-
Williams are the two
Yep.
edge guys.
I'm gonna
You're
go.
gonna
I'm gonna go. Who's
Hold on.
offensive lineman?
My boy is still on the board.
Simmons and Connerly,
Leonte
Yeah.
Ursery.
Ursery.
All
Can't
right.
take him at 13.
Go back to D line, please.
That's interior. Kenneth Grant, Derek Harmon, Walter Nolan, and Tyleek Williams.
Everybody
Don't call
knows
me
what I would
Michael
do.
Williams.
Everybody in the chat.
I
knows
love Kenneth Grant. He I'm not taking him, but from Maryville, Indiana, where my mom taught 40 years in the Maryville
Wow.
school, 40 years in the Maryville school district.
She taught
That's
me a lot.
Salk Elementary, but I can't take him off heart alone. So I think the pick is going to be Mike Green.
There you go, Greg. That's exactly what
Set
I
in
would have done.
stone. Final answer.
Oh,
Final answer.
All right.
Shane's talking him out of good things.
No, I have no problem. So, Greg, are we running this to 39?
Well, why? Because we have trades. We have trade offers.
Well, you can come up, but No, so you're gonna.
Oh.
I haven't turned in the card yet. We have 30 seconds left for Mike Green.
You
That's
allowed
gonna
to
be the
take
pick.
Mike
Slow it
Green.
down a
Just
little
take
bit.
Mike Green.
And the-
Yeah, just
He's
And
Oh,
then
I
we're gonna
see.
then we're gonna run it to 39.
Yeah, no trade ups. No trade
Thanks
ups.
Okay.
for helping Kansas City win another Super Bowl.
Shador Sanders off the clock. There goes Walter Nolan.
Sure.
Did Buffalo just take Omari and Hampton? Is that how that?
Oh, that would be funny as shit.
They did.
They did.
Yeah. Walter Nolan goes to the Detroit Lions. Derek Harmon goes to
There's
Derek
Simmons.
Harmon's a player.
Kenneth Grant as a Green Bay Packer. Great job setting up, Greg. Solid work.
Not worried
Did the
about it.
right
Not
thing.
worried about it.
Did the
Oh.
right thing. Got the best player, defensive player in the draft.
Yep.
All right. So the Bears are on the clock at pick 39. You have 4 trade offers. Do you want to see who is
Offensive
available?
lineman, we are sticking and going trench drunk.
There's my guy sitting
Draft.
right in your fucking face.
Run to the podium, Shane Marsaw.
Ariante Ursary is a
Look
Chicago
at this
Bear.
guy starting
So,
off the show. Very
Listen,
well.
we have to put all things on the table, Greg. So we are up again at pick 41. Are you interested in trading up to pick 40? I'm
No, sir.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Ursary is a
Ursary.
Bear, and look at that. We are
Starting left
back up on the
tackle, he just
clock.
said. My number 3
Sporting
offensive tackle in the draft.
went number 40. The Bears are back up at 41.
We got 48, right? From the Dolphins.
Yes. So we have 41 and 48.
Look at
What
you.
positions are
Take
you
a look-
looking at, Greg?
Let's take a look at running back here.
Oh, Henderson, Judkins, Caleb.
Oh,
But I thought these guys are all going to be gone by 39.
All right, let's take a look at defensive line, please.
All right.
the Greg Braggs.
Tyleek Williams. Do not call me Michael Williams. Sorry, Snorling.
Scroll down for me a little bit.
Darius Alexander. Alfred Collins. Omar Norman Lott. Joshua Farmer. Deion Walker.
All right, we're good.
Hey, Starling goes, Tyleek Williams at 10. And
I'm
Courtney
taking-
goes, what?
Can I interest you in looking at a safety
Ooh,
here with
Xavier
Xavier Watts?
Watts.
I
Your
do like
boy.
Xavier Watts, but I'm sticking with
Stick with
trench
Twister.
drunkenness, and we're taking Tyleek Williams.
Oh, no, Greg.
Yes, defensive tackle.
Not what the coach wanted, but
Well, sorry, no Darius Alexander.
They're not letting me turn the card in because I said this is fucking stupid. But anyways. So here we go. We're gonna go back to the draft. We're gonna run it back.
Ooh,
Tyleek
Travion.
Williams, Thomas, Donovan Jackson, Jaden Higgins, Benjamin Morris, and Landon Jackson, Travion Henderson before the Bears are back up. So one running back is off the board here, Greg,
Mhm.
since we were up last.
Yep, let's
Is
take
that-
a look at the running backs.
Well,
There's your
you are
boy.
going to get everybody there. Quinchon, Caleb.
those are the 3
Cam
guys
Scatabo.
that you got to come away with.
And you also have 5 trade offers.
I'm gonna go with Quinshon Judkins. As much as I love Cam Scatabo, and I do, I'm going with speed because I know that's what Ben Johnson wants.
There you go.
Final answer, Quinchon Judkins. And
Yes,
all
sir.
right. So
Cornelius
this is going to
is
run us up
feeling
to 72. The Bears are back up on the board.
Mhm.
Oh, and there's a nice edge rusher right there staring at us. Look at that. Cam Scatabo still on the board.
Still on the board.
Could have had him.
What are you looking at in terms of positions here, Greg? You want to look at the safeties? Kevin Winston Jr., Andrew Makuba, top 30 visit with the Bears.
Makuba.
Yep,
They
yep,
love
yep.
Makuba.
Wide receivers, Isaiah Bond, speed
They
element.
love Bond.
Looks like he's been free and clear of everything that was going on in his world. Tight
Oh,
ends, Harold Fannin.
Oh, the love boat.
Are you sold on Caleb Williams? 'Cause
Yeah, I
we
am.
still
Let's
have
go to
some-
D line, please.
All right. Defensive line, Joshua, my guy, Joshua Farmer.
Keep scrolling,
want-
please.
If you want some beef, you got 6'7", 331 there.
Deion Walker. Keep scrolling on D-line, please. Let me take a look.
Big tie.
Ty
There's your boy,
Robinson.
CJ West.
I do like CJ West.
From east to west.
Do you want to look at edges also or no?
Wide receivers he didn't look at, did he?
I don't know.
I did.
Waiting for him to answer.
Let's go to wide receiver. No, let's go to safety.
He's going back to safety.
Kevin Winston, Andrew Makuba, Billy Bowman Jr. You have 3 playmakers staring you in the face right
When
there.
does Bowman ever fail?
Let's go Makuba, please.
He's sending the card in.
Are you
Yep.
interested in looking at interior offensive line by any chance?
No,
Tate Ratledge still there.
no.
Offensive tackle, Ozzie Trapillo is taller than Phil.
Emory Jones is number 1 tackle. Emory.
Final answer, Andrew
Final
Makuba.
answer. Final
Yes.
answer. Yes, sir.
Okay. And we are off. We are going to
And it breaks my heart because we could have had Cam Scatterboot and CJ West. But
Where are we going now? Pick what?
we are
fifth
going
round.
down to what, 143 is that
God.
where we're at?
there goes Xavier Restrepo.
All right. So we have some
Can I trade any of the players on my team?
No.
yeah, we're not going to though.
The Williams pick.
Here's a quick recap. Mike Green, Ariante Ursary, Tyleek Williams, Quinshawn Judkins,
Aren't me.
and Andrew Makuba. So, Greg, are you interested in tight end that we haven't addressed yet?
No, I am not.
Okay, wide receiver.
My guy's
Oh.
gone, Greg. The number 1 tight end in this draft.
No,
Got
not
all,
interested. No,
all
not
speed
wide
Mr.
receiver.
Thornton there.
No, sir.
Mike Huff
No,
would
thank
say he only runs 9 routes. That's all he's
No.
good for.
No, thank you.
So, what position are we looking at, Greg?
We haven't had the Mike Huff draft.
I am going. Let's look at edge. Let's look
I
at
get
edge.
rough and stuff with me.
Uh-oh, Philip.
Oh, Q.
EDP special. Q Robinson from
Alabama.
Let's take a look at linebacker.
How about the kid from UCLA? Is he still there at edge?
Oh,
I'm gonna take Jack
No.
Kaiser, linebacker.
God,
Oh,
you homer.
hometown pick.
Homer.
This dude can actually,
Oh my God.
he can rent a car too because he's like 25 years old.
Yeah. Might be selling cars in a couple of years, but we're drafting them.
All right.
Hyman.
Turning it in.
Jack
Turn it
Kaiser.
in.
Kaiser.
Captain. The captain.
He brings his national title game experience
That's right. Leader.
to Chicago.
Jack Kaiser called the plays for the defense.
Becomes Logan's favorite player.
Quarterback
Yeah.
for the defense.
Another Jack.
Logan wants to know if we can trade him to Dallas for Jack Sanborn.
So does Mark Carmen.
All right. So you are back up again.
Let's take
Right.
a look at wide receiver, please.
Yeah. Getting a little slim
Not look-
pickings here.
Not looking
There's
great.
Phil Guy,
There's my
Efton
guy.
Chisholm.
Efton Chisholm.
Phil and I had a nice long conversation about Efton earlier today, believe it or not.
Efton Chisholm.
There's Phil's underrated tight end, CJ Dupree from Alabama.
Does all the
Interior
dirty
offensive
work
line.
for you.
So what do you think, Greg? Defensive line, yeah, Black.
Yeah, Black can give you a little bit inside.
Ed, well, there's my guy Fadil Diggs.
But Dill.
So
How
what are
many
you
guys
thinking,
do you
Greg?
guys have? My guy.
Later round guys.
All right, who's that running back?
Devin Neal sitting right there.
Who else?
He's gonna give you some.
Oh, there's he's
Josh
gonna
Brooks.
go with
Matt
Waldman's
Waldman.
guy. I already know him.
Taj Brooks. Send it in.
Did Waldman come on your
That's
show?
why I wanted to trade a player. And we're trading DeAndre Swift. Okay,
For what? Who's giving up anything for the money? And you're
we're
not getting anything.
trading DeAndre Swift.
He wants him out of town.
So,
He's
all
got
right.
more picks, this guy.
Yes, let's go back to his recap. And, oh, I'm sorry. We want to go to your picks, Greg. You have one pick left at
Half
pick
pick, 240.
240. Are you interested in creating a controversy at your workspace and maybe drafting a quarterback to put pressure on QB2 in Chicago, Craig?
Absolutely.
What do you want to look at?
Agents.
Fucking muck. Not a fan of it. Not a fan of this draft. Shut the fuck up, muck.
What is Muck a fan of?
I have not known what Muck has been a fan of. Maybe
Right.
anime?
Muck fuck.
Yeah, I'm sure that he probably is an anime fan.
Big fan of anime.
Yeah.
All of anime.
No, I'm not. I'm not looking at
Big tight end. Oh, my
Trevor
boy.
Etienne. Trevor Etienne. Let's just keep doing running backs. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, let's look at tight end.
Urasek from Georgia. I think the Bears have talked to him.
Yeah,
Kid
they
from
did.
UCLA. couple of
Molokai.
times.
That's the one I was thinking about. Is Molokai.
Bro,
Cornerback.
take my guy,
Who's your guy?
Chisholm, slot receiver.
All right,
And
I'll
work
trust you.
is-
I'm gonna trust you because we're too far in the weeds now.
Phil
You're
would
not
not take
gonna-
Chisholm.
Dan
Phil,
Jackson is.
Would you take Chisholm over Dan Jackson, Phil? I don't think you would.
It's very close because they both kind of bring what I want on each side of the ball.
I don't know what the Frank stand
Football
is,
players.
Muck. But whatever it is, I'm there.
Devin Neal is.
I already got 2 running backs. I can't.
No, he's a really good back.
Yeah, well, I already have 2 really good backs.
What
What are
position?
the interior offensive linemen? What are those left? Anyone?
Tyler Cooper? Where isn't bad?
Hello,
Monheim.
Newman.
He can play in the league. The USC.
Monheim could play center.
Gus Hartwig.
Gus.
Is there anybody from Purdue?
Yeah, Gus
Just
Hart.
said Gus Hartwig.
So what are you thinking, Greg?
I'm not thinking anything.
Jesus Christ. Take a Shane Donovan Edwards. Yeah.
Nah, he doesn't need to.
What do you want?
We're
Just
taking.
just
Make a
I-
fucking pick already. God damn. Dude.
Is Jimmy Horn still there?
The wide receiver, I believe so.
Yeah, he's probably there.
No, he's not.
He's gone.
Wester is. Yeah.
There, he's right
Oh,
there.
there he is, Jimmy,
Jimmy
Horn.
Horn.
All right, I
Where
know
is he?
Jimmy.
Did I go by him?
Yeah, he's
Fine.
right there.
Oh, there he is.
273.
So that's your pick?
Fuck it. I know who he is.
The 4.5 for ass guy?
There you go.
446. Okay.
Turning it in?
I was listening to a pod where
Can't talk it into
Nina
the.
Times told me that 440 is not fast.
Yeah. So that's your pick, Greg? Final answer?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want my boy Efton. You effed
No.
up.
Yeah.
Efton Chisholm.
Remember
You know,
the name?
You're gonna be mad too because Efton Chisholm's from Central Michigan.
No. East. What is it?
Or no, not Central Michigan.
He's
Where's
from a
he from?
small school. East, where Cooper Cup, I believe, played there. Where is it again? Eastern
I do not
Kentucky. Eastern Kentucky. Is that?
So
it?
it's interesting. You and Adam Hogue are on the same page with Efton Chisholm. It's also
Oh, really?
Adam is a big Efton Chisholm.
Well, he's a
guy.
patron, so he's very well aware who Afton is,
Mhm.
Mr. Hope. So we look back at the Greg Braggs 1.0
He
mock
did it,
draft.
folks.
We come away with Mike Green. Yes.
Can we do it again? That was fun.
Ariante Ursery, number 39. Craig Gabriel said he's too stiff. Doesn't like him. Tyleek Williams.
I know
defensive
all of
lineman
these
from Ohio
players.
State.
That's how I know.
Quinshon Judkins, Andrew Makuba, Jack Kaiser, Taj Brooks, and Jimmy Horn.
I know
Right.
all. Like, that is a great draft.
I
Suck-
like the draft.
Suck
I
on
wouldn't-
that, muck.
I wouldn't be unhappy.
Ivan,
with
what do you think of the 1.0 from Greg?
What's the
Braggs?
grade? Did I get a grade? on it?
I'm at a B plus A. I'm
What's
not high on the wide
Did the
receivers.
simulator give me a draft
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
what did they give you?
or,
They
or a
gave
grade?
they gave you a B.
B.
I'm giving you the Williams pick
Oh,
blew
you
it.
know what?
Yeah, I'm not high on Williams either. But as far as need, as
Now,
far as
I was going to
positional
give you an
need,
A.
you
Can
got
I do it again? Can we do it again? Is that not allowed? God
It's not
damn.
your pick.
We can run it again, but we're not going to.
That's your 2025.
Oh,
That's the first mock draft I've ever done. Ever.
I know.
How is that
History was
possible?
made.
How is CHGO not cranking out the Braggs
I don't
mock?
do mock drafts. I don't do mock drafts.
You guys, who
you're
does
the
the
best
most
one.
mock drafts on
Adam
CHGO?
does the mock drafts.
Well, get Adam's mock.
Is that
versus
the-
Greg's mock? Let's
Is
do
that?
it.
Oh my
Pull up
God! Yeah,
Adam's mock right now.
yeah.
Let
I'm drafting
the
Barb.
audience
I'm
rank.
drafting Barb number 1 overall.
It's not even 10 o'clock. Run it again. I'm a fucking OG. I don't care what the rules are for anyone else. Run
One
it
mock
again.
gave you a C. Everyone in the
Fuck with a
audience,
C.
Fuck, fuck.
seriously, don't be honest. Give your draft grade starting now. I'm gonna recognize the grades right now. Sancho
Oh,
F
yeah.
plus. That's wrong. Pageant gives you a B.
Logan
Twice.
wants to run it again. Run a draft.
A. Jared
Run it
Bowski
again.
gave you an A.
You
Now
waterboarded me
they're
for an
flying.
hour and 15 minutes.
Solid
And then I-
B. B
All right.
minus. Kerry Franklin,
We have the ESPN Analytics Draft Simulator.
A minus from Chad Angle. Big fan, I guess. B. How about your boy Chubbs? A minus. You're in the A's. Adam Fuentes, C minus.
You know who's really happy? Greg's former neighbor. He gave him the best offensive tackle in the draft. At
Who's my for? Who?
your former neighbor, the KC
Brett
fan.
Gabriel?
Oh, Johnny B.
Johnny B. Yeah, they got Kelvin Banks
Johnny B.
coming out of the fucking Super
Is
Bowl.
he the one in the documentary?
He
with
is.
No.
Rob?
He
No,
is.
he's talking. Phil's talking about the other dude that's in prison.
C plus.
Yeah, but
A
he was in the
minus.
documentary.
Yeah,
Shane.
I'm just.
Yeah,
C
my-
plus. B. Someone gave you double D's. So did his wife.
Hey, that's like an A.
His wife did, and
That's like an A plus.
Mike.
So, all right, so this is
C
who's
plus.
available.
This is who's available. Yes, on the ESPN mock draft simulator. So you got Ty Warren, Armand Membu.
No,
Michael
no trade
Williams.
offers.
No, there's no trade offers.
Wow.
You got a lot of good grades.
All
James
right.
Pierce.
Let's take Kelvin Banks. No trade offers. Wrong
There
way.
he is. He's going with my boy.
Kelvin
This
Banks.
is the ESPN.
Send it.
So Kuiper has him 18th. Now me and Shane, we're doing a little research. January 25th. Guess who's number 1 left tackle of Mel Kiper?
Any
That'd be
guesses?
Kelvin Banks. January 25th, 2025. But somehow he starts ad-libbing regression. January 25th is the
Go to D line.
end of the season, no?
You want interior or edge?
Let's look at both. Started interior.
All right, so TJ Sanders, Darius
There he
Alexander,
is.
Omar Norman Lott. I believe Ivan
Look at how
is
far.
a
Tyreek
Collins
Williams.
fan.
No, I'm kidding. Go to Edge. I won't. I'll try to
Well, this
switch it up
whoever's
here.
ranking these is closer to me.
Jordan Birch. There's Phil's guy from UCLA.
Oh, sleeper right there.
Scorton,
Oh,
Jackson, Tui, Princely,
Princely is underrated.
Jack Sawyer. They're
Mhm.
low on Sawyer, I think.
Traits, Shane. Traits.
Yes.
Traits.
You want to look at
Jeremy
running back?
Daly gave you an A-.
Travion Henderson, Quinchon Judkins, Caleb Johnson, Cam Scattaboo.
Yep.
This
Dang.
has to be the quicker draft.
You have 15
All right.
seconds on the
All
clock.
right. Go to D tackle again, please. Real
You
quick,
might-
hurry up. Darius Alexander, send it.
10th
Oh, this is
player
the
overall.
This is the Phil
For
I love
Phil.
you draft.
That's
Oh.
for Phil.
Yes.
I gotta get an A from Phil.
All right, so we're back up
I
on the
gave
clock.
you a B+. You would have had an A if you didn't take Williams.
Ooh,
Gray Zabel.
Oh wow,
Gray's
Gray's
still there.
Ooh, he could.
So you took
Build the trenches, Greg.
Take
He
Gray.
Pink
Take Gray.
and
Take Gray.
There you go.
hey, look at
Take
this
him.
guy.
That's my guy.
Take Gray
Look
Zabel.
at this guy.
Good job, Greg.
Take Gray Zabel.
Big pick.
Look at this guy out the
Big
gate.
big onions on Greg right there.
Onions.
Ooh, you're at 72, and Jordan Birch is still on
Birch
the.
is still there. The Birch
your-
and
and
my
your other-
boy. You can't go wrong right now.
Go to running back, please.
Jack Besh is still there, bro.
Caleb and Cam.
Oh,
Send it, Cam.
this
Oh my
is,
God.
This is going A+.
Phil and Greg are getting married after this.
I would be going nuts. Hey, now.
Send it. See, it's so
Oh.
much easier when you don't trade.
All right, you're back up, Greg.
Let's look at wide receiver, please.
Fake just no.
Oh, my boy Restrepo.
Oh,
And
Oh,
it-
Greg wants the 4-8 guy. Nice.
Love
Less-
Restrepo.
Less
Yeah.
speed, just what we need. Perfect.
Most catches in the history of Miami ever. Period. It's a really good fucking school to have the most catches of all time. Kids
This
got toughness for
Simulator
days.
is funky as hell tonight.
This thing is
What are
going
you
fast.
yeah. What are you looking at now, Gregory?
Where are we?
Man.
Oh, there you. Oh, we're in the 7th. This is his final pick.
No, you got 2 picks left.
I'm taking Lindenberg.
Lindenberg.
O-line.
Oh,
Ooh,
there's-
Luke
there's
Lakey is
Lachey.
there.
Lachey.
And
Is
then
it
Fedone.
Lakey?
I just said Lakey.
It could be Lakey. You never know in Iowa.
It's Lachey. It's Lachey. I'm
What did
taking.
you say you wanted to look at?
I'm taking Cody.
Cody
Lindenberg.
Lindenberg. Linebacker. Minnesota.
We need linebacker depth.
All right, and you're back up on the clock for your final pick.
Have we taken? All right, yeah, we did take. Yeah, let's take Lachey. Why not?
There he is.
He gets Lachey in his final pick.
Look at that.
So,
Look at you.
look at this. We got
Love
Kelvin Banks
your
Jr.,
first
Darius
three
Alexander,
picks.
Gray
Four
Zabel,
Home runs.
Cam Scatabo, Xavier Restrepo, Cody Lindenberg, and Luke.
What were these other things over here? Who are these people on the right? Who I should have
Trying to
taken?
say,
No,
those
it's
are
the Titans. It's the
Oh,
Titans.
Titans.
Fuck is that?
Yeah.
Don't question me. So do I get a grade from the simulator there?
Yeah.
Yeah, they said Phil gave you an A+. That's what it
A
says.
plus draft.
You really need that assurance from the that
Yeah.
reassurance from the computer.
I want
did I do good, buddy?
You came away with 4 starters.
Can't wait for the phone call tomorrow
All right,
at
so
around 10:30. Phil, do you remember that awesome draft I had for you
All
last
right.
night.
So I got
Hey.
this book. My mom gave me this book. It was at like some kind of thing here. Bearology Trivia Challenge, but it's
Okay.
updated from 2009. So you have to go back to 2009.
Fire
The
away.
more Braggs drinks, the better he drafts.
Yeah, hold on. This is the first time I've opened this book, so
Man of
Sorry, Barb.
Lavidia.
maybe I should have practiced this before.
I'm just a fan. I'm not a football evaluator.
There's no like answer key.
Way to be prepared, Craig.
You
Oh,
have
there
to
is an answer key. There
turn
is.
upside down the page.
Okay, let me have 36.
We'll work on this bit the next time I come on. I just got.
ask one question.
Well,
in the
then I
trivia.
gotta find the answer key.
I'll have the answer in my head.
Have the Bears ever played a CFL team?
I'm gonna say yes.
They probably have. I mean, it's kind of
Yeah.
a random question.
Too random.
Yeah, they play Green Bay every year. Oh,
Hey now.
Hey
No,
now.
Now I gotta see if there's an answer. key.
Wait, there's no answer on the page?
What?
Oh, you got to go to the back of the book, Phil. Remember, and then flip it upside down. See all the answers.
Wait,
I
I
thought
see.
like the answer was upside down on the bottom.
Order.
I love balls.
What the
Hey, there you go. Yep, I like it.
I love balls.
answer is yes. The Bears defeated the Montreal Alouettes in
Montreal, Alex.
August
Fuck
5th,
Montreal right now.
1961. Wasn't that Mark
kidding.
Trestman's team? The
Yes.
Montreal
Yes.
Alouettes?
We should have gone
Alouettes.
back to those books. We always beat that ass.
that was the
What?
shittiest
All right,
trivia
all right,
question
All
ever.
right, what is A.E. Staley's full name?
Ariante Ursery.
Ariante Ursery is probably one of my favorite names in this draft.
What is A.E. Staley's full name?
Arnold Edward Staley.
Alfalfa.
All right, you get
Elmer.
4 options: Arthur Eugene Staley, Avery Eugene Staley, Alvin Eugene Staley, or Augustus Eugene Staley.
I gotta go with Alvin.
I
I'll
gotta
go
go
with-
with Augustus Gloop.
I'll go with Alvin.
It is
Augustus.
Augustus Eugene
Augustus.
Staley.
There it is.
Phil's night. We're just
It's
My
witnesses.
night. It's my night.
Could you ask us something in this fucking century? For Christ's sake.
What year did the Bears
Do
begin?
you guys
playing-
remember in 1813?
What
What,
year?
what color shoelaces did Joe Dugans have on when they went out?
What year did the Bears
Did they ever wear
begin at
sneakers?
Soldier Field?
What?
What year did the Bears begin playing at Soldier Field? 1925, 1956, 1971, or 1979?
71.
I'm gonna say 56. No, I have no fucking-
1971. The Bears beat the Steelers 17-15 in front of a sellout crowd. The
Yes.
whole
Look at
chat,
that.
the whole chat lit up. They got that one right. Shout out
They
to
all
the
knew
chat.
except me. Fuck.
Mhm.
Now I know.
Yep. I mean, some of this is dated because it's from 2009.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What? No.
No,
fuck.
it's updated 2009. So this is
You just
know,
asked us a
15
question
years
about
ago.
1971. Some of this is
no,
actually
that's
dated.
not dated, you idiot. Okay.
Can we Barb? Shane's gonna buy you a nice new trivia book.
Yes.
In what round was former Bear?
Rex Grossman has more career pass completions in the postseason than Jim McMahon. True or false?
That is true. That is true.
Let me look. 25. That is false, you dumbass.
Oh,
Jim McMahon had 70 postseason pass completions in his
he was
career,
always hurt.
while
Wrong,
Rex
you
Grossman had
dumbass.
69
Ooh,
Ooh,
number.
nice.
By one.
by one.
all right.
Holy
So what about this one? This is non-Bears related, but this is good. So, do you remember when the Bears traded for Jay Cutler? Who was the head coach of the Denver Broncos? Everybody should know it.
That would
Josh
be
McDaniel.
Okay,
Yes.
they started off the season that year in Denver with Kyle Orton. Do you remember what they started off? The record was
6-1,
6-0 at one point.
6-0.
And since that point, Josh McDaniels has won 7 games as a head coach.
a total 7.
Yes.
Yes, that's even clear.
Yes.
He only won one more.
Started out 6-0, and then he won 7 more.
Oh, so he won 13 games?
Yeah, I heard that on.
Oh, okay.
It was on Sirius or somebody. Yeah.
This stat, I know you had brought it up later, but I don't know a lot of fans know it. The Saints have not taken a quarterback in the first round
Since?
Greg?
The Saints have not taken a quarterback
Archie Manning.
first round since. Well, he just said it.
Fucking
Yeah, this answer's a little bit dated because it's also from 1971. Archie Manning.
Since 1971, they haven't taken a
In
quarterback
the first or second round.
Wow.
in the second round either.
Yeah, first or second.
Wow. Harry Franklin, Kyle Orton, over or equals Tyson Bagent? I
Well,
don't know
Kyle
what
Orton's better right now. I mean, there's no debating that.
Bagent done.
Nothing.
We have to ask Arm. Anyway, Greg, you did it all. Amazing job.
Thank
Does
you.
he get to post? Will you post both of his drafts?
Yeah, of course. I get
All right,
two.
well.
I get two.
Chicago's finest, $5. Look at our current regime and the 21 draft. No draft pick on the current roster. Not good. Not
He's
good
100%
at all.
right.
Thank you, Chicago's finest. Isaac Siegel, isn't this the justification paste used with Ray McDonald? I just don't want that pick again. Back in 15. Good player, but legal problems and never played.
Ray
Just-
McDonald was a free agent signing, not a draft pick.
Yeah.
He was a veteran in the league that
And who was the other one? Jay Ratliff. You remember that whole
Oh, yeah.
fiasco? He went out and went nuts and got like
you had
didn't he get like
Alonzo
4
Spellman.
sacks in a game, and then he almost tried to
Oh,
murder
yeah.
Ryan Pace at Hallis Hall in the parking lot.
Was it Pace?
Yeah, yeah. Isaac Siegel, $2. Not saying he is. I think Green is the best rusher. Yeah, we're right there with you. I think Ivan, Phil, and I are all on the same page as that.
Oh, Ivan, because I haven't seen
Ivan was the first one on Mike Green. He was on Mike Green from jump.
Well, I
Oh,
always
I
had
have
Mike Green. He cut the Mike Green
Yeah.
tape, and he was like, "Bro,
Yeah, this dude's the best. Yeah, but I remember that.
motherfucker was fired up."
Mhm.
Greg was like, "Who's
Nobody
Mike
was
Green?"
more fired up than Ivan coming in on the Membu tape. That was the best moment. I want to be able to just cut that. Because we're all just talking like, oh my God, this is awful. Like, what are they talking about? And then Ivan just came right in. Let me just tell you right now, this guy's lazy. He doesn't stay on his blocks. That was the best. In fact, I'm going to go back and cut that and play it draft night when the Jets take him. Oh my God. Before we leave, what will be?
I don't think I was just looking though. Our guy Mike, I don't think he did. I don't think he ever had. I think Kyle Orton never passed for 4,000 yards. Did he?
About to look now.
Uh-oh, Mike. He comes rough and tough. Your boy Mike Huff.
I think so. No, he didn't. He 3802 was his high point. 21-12. But yeah, I don't remember. Solid quarterback. I mean,
Nope.
Never did.
it never does.
Well, Greg, I give you a B+ for your first effort.
Greg, I do have four.
A+.
I do have 4 more simulators here. I mean, if you got a couple more hours.
I have
Well, those were pretty quick. I mean,
Shut up, Greg. It was a joke.
I'm just saying
Christ.
we could do 3 more.
We could.
The pick is in. We're going to be breaking down the draft all week long here.
Give me some fucking names.
You're going to get a lot of names. Tonight, you got a lot of names, a lot of discussion, a lot of passion over here, calling out frauds as well as praising people. Brett Coleman just picked Malachi Starks for the Bears at 10.
Wow.
Brett Coleman has been fired as GM.
Wait, who took him?
Brett Coleman.
I mean, I like Malachi Starks, but
Saints
I ain't
took-
drafting no fucking safety at
The
10.
Saints took Banks at 9, and he took Coleman took. I would be pissed.
By the way, Ivan, you did not keep me updated, and I have not been paying attention.
Oh, my bad. It's tied 2-2. OT. I thought you were
Coleman's-
watching. You said you were watching. So
I
just-
did, but I was intoxicated by Greg's beauty and his.
Oh, it's those
GMing
steely, it's
skills.
those steely blue eyes when he starts
Yes,
looking directly into
it
the
is.
camera.
You know, speaking of 1971, when I was at Barb's and we were sitting out back and we decided on the name Greg.
God damn it. I'm so used to being able to like mute and remove people on StreamYard.
Then let me do what I hired to do.
That's what I told her. I said, Barb, just let me do what you hired me to do.
Give me the Angelo drive off with the motorcycle.
We
thing.
don't have that one up. Not loaded.
Oh my God!
Do we have
You
it?
need a bigger strip, Greg. Is that what you're saying?
Mhm.
Oh,
That's
that
right.
one. I thought you
That's
meant
what
one.
I.
We got a bigger strip.
Fuck you, bullets.
Greg, have you ever seen? Has he seen the one where he goes off the ramp? You've seen that one,
Have
right?
you
Yeah.
seen the one? Have you seen the one? The most recent one I cut?
Oh, but I gotta play that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Not a
Angelo's
Taco
waiting for his
Bell.
lyric. He needs a script.
I'm not smart.
That's
It's
right.
on the script.
Angelo, do you remember Greg Braggs?
No.
Now he likes Greg.
After everything I've done for him.
He likes
Oh my god, Greg, droning on and on. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Is that,
well tomorrow night,
is that
Greg.
dude is that dude
Greg.
dead yet?
Tomorrow night, we are going
Jim
to
is
have
in Canada actually buying the Montreal Alouettes as we speak.
God damn.
They're going to come to Soldier Field when the Bears leave for
You
Arlington.
guys better be in his will.
We are.
We are. That's our
Better be.
boy. I love Jim.
You're
He
my
actually
boy, Blue.
been around to you, Greg. He's starting to like you.
TikTok, Jim. Your
Jim
days
took
are
over your Jim took over your pool boy job. It's also cleaning that guy's pool.
Oh.
So tomorrow night we're gonna do something different. We always do fight night, me versus Shane, where we pick via
Yes.
the draft our starting offense and defense. Tomorrow night we offered a patron to come on to compete.
Oh yeah, speaking of
And
you patrons, disappointed in our TTNL Network patrons.
What'd
No
they do?
one, they were
What'd they do?
scared.
Everybody were scared.
Mike Huff led
Sean
the
Stewart's like, what a bunch of pussies.
Yeah,
Yep, that's what he texted us.
he did. He couldn't believe it because we wouldn't let Sean do it. It was a conflict of interest.
It was. Yes, he was. He only had to wait 9 days for Ivan Vargas's top fives. It's fine. They've been submitted.
Anthony didn't put his name in, nor did Logan.
Well, they had chances. I'm not hitting you up for it now, Anthony. You had your chance. It was posted on Patreon.
And
Two
Shane was
people
like,
signed
"Wait."
up. Yeah, 2 people signed up.
Waiting. Then we put it in the roundabout wheel. And there it was. Mr. Chris Sandlin from round your way, Greg. Big fan
Love it.
of Greg Braggs. And Ivan will be sitting in battling away at who's going to come away with the best team. Shane, me, Ivan, or Chris Sandlin. Tomorrow night, Tuesday night, fight night here on TTNL to get you prepared. Little creative, fun time with this draft.
So I think the easiest way to do that, because usually I'm keeping track of, because it's easier, it's only 2 people. I think everybody's going to have to bring up their own simulator, take control of every team, and then when you make a pick, you just draft him, and then everybody can take all of your picks and then send them to me so I can post them separately, because I'm not tracking.
Confused the hell out of me.
No, you're going to bring up a simulator on like a tab. No, during the draft, dum-dum. There, see, I'm back up 1-0 on you. No, during the draft, you're going to bring up your own simulator in a tab, and when you make a pick, you're going to pick. So your first pick will be the pick for Tennessee.
Right, doesn't matter. Just as long as we have the
So
fun.
Ivan's going to do his own, Sandlin's going to do his own, I'll do my own, and you'll do my own, or you'll do your own.
All right.
Top of your fucking class.
Do we add the simulator after the show's over? No, we don't, Phil. We do it during the show.
I got it now. I'm like, wait, how do we do that? One person's doing it. I got it, though.
This is not what it is, Kevin. This is fight night. It's fight night.
It's my fucking Connecticut deer ticks.
Yes.
Are taking the center stage, Greg. You've been to Connecticut. The mountains.
Are you going back to the deer ticks? Everybody should come up with a new name.
Oh, my Connecticut deer ticks are the best name. How am I going to come up with a better name than that?
I don't know. I think we
no expansion team, bro.
Right?
You want to change your name? I'm going to play the
Vargas Handlebars.
No.
Angel Guana Jr. about to order some Taco Bell. Just let me highly encourage you to always order more, of that spicy sauce. So if you're going to get the chicken quesadilla or the cheesy gordita crunch, don't just settle for the sauce. Don't depend on them. Make sure that you ask for extra sauce.
The Mel Sniper of Taco Bell.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm telling you right now.